Here's the 3-2. Caught the inside corner. Munoz with a money pitch there. Justice caught looking. 2 men gone.
The called strike on Klesko is in about the same spot. Looks a little off the corner. Again, too close to take with 2 strikes. Justice didn't have anything to say, although I know he would tell you that pitch was inside.
And now Ryan Klesko with a couple of hits tonight. Both singles. 1 ball, no strikes. Tied at 3 in the top of the 8th here in Denver.
Make sure he sets up over the inside corner. Now, if there's a right-handed batter, he'll set up on the inside corner to the right-handed batter as well. Generally, the umpires get a better view of that corner than they do the other. And most of the calls that appear off the corner for a strike are on the other side, on the outside part.
Here's the 1-1. Klesko with a big home run cut. Comes up empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Munoz has pretty good life on his pitches here.
And that's what Don Baylor and Larry Bernard were hoping for when they didn't give him much work from about mid-August on.
At 89 miles an hour on the jug, it's gone with that one.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 men out. In the left field, base hit for Ryan Klesko.
He got good extension. That pitch was out there.
And he's aboard with 2 outs. That's his 3rd hit of the game. And it'll bring up Javi Lopez batting for the first time tonight. Klesko being platooned for much of the first couple of months of the season, just begging for a chance to be able to get in there and play against left-handers. And he's proven he can hit left-handers all right. Don Baylor on his way out to the mound. The left-hand bats are through. So are the left-hand pitchers for the Colorado Rockies. They will go to their 5th pitcher of the night with the score tied at 3 and 2 men out. And Ryan Klesko, the runner at first base. Munoz getting a nice hand from this Rockies crowd. He works 2/3 of an inning, picks up a strikeout, gives up the 1 base hit. And Javi Lopez will have to face a right-hander. Darren Holmes coming into the game.
So far, the relief pitchers for the Rockies have been excellent. Braves have not scored any runs against the relief staff. But sometimes if you bring enough relief pitchers in, eventually you will find one that doesn't have it. And that certainly happened to the Dodgers on this date in 1951. It was the date that Ralph Branca came in and Bobby Thompson hit the shot heard around the world.
Darren Holmes, the new pitcher. Another of the active relievers on this Colorado team, appeared in 68 games during the regular season, had a 6-1 record, part of that very successful quartet out there of Leskanic, Holmes, Reed, and Ruffin, who won 17 and saved 38 for this Colorado team.
Another guy that has stuff well suited to this environment. He throws very hard, and the breaking ball is fast and it moves down.
And that's a good point you make, because that's exactly what Bob Gebhardt, his general manager, has tried to do here. Go out and find players who have the kind of stuff suited for this ballpark. Tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, postseason baseball continues with Game 2 of the division series. We'll be back here in Denver with the Rockies hosting the Braves. Some of you will see one of the other playoff games, Boston at Cleveland, Cincinnati at Los Angeles, or Seattle at New York. Check your local listings. Regional coverage of Game 2 begins tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And we will have Tom Glavine going against Lance Painter in Game 2 here in Denver. And there is the architect of the Colorado Rockies. An amazing story when you consider that the 1969 New York Mets and then the Kansas City Royals after that were the quickest to get to postseason, doing it in 8 years.
You know, he had been with the Twins under Andy MacPhail, and they did such a great job with a limited budget. The budget is not so limited under Jerry McMorris now with these fabulous crowds. They've averaged 53,000, actually a little more than that, over the course of their history here in Denver. And that will afford you a little latitude to go get a guy like Brett Saberhagen or sign a guy like Bill Swift in the offseason.
And there you see Brett Saberhagen, who, if this series goes to a 4th game, would be the pitcher in that 4th game. And speaking of owners who aren't afraid to sign a check,
aren't afraid of anything.
Ted Turner on hand tonight. As Javi Lopez steps in to face Darren Holmes. Lopez 315 during the regular season, 14 homers, 51 RBIs. A runner at first, 2 men out. Holmes on the pitch for the Rockies. High fastball, 0-1.
Were you in Atlanta or in Pittsburgh, I guess it was, when Ted Turner managed the team?
Oh, yes.
Right down in the dugout. He said, okay, guys, we're going to snap this losing streak.
Didn't happen that night, but it happened the next night. Here's the 0-1. Back up the middle and through into center field for a base hit. Klesko rounding second, heads for third. And Atlanta now with runners at first and third with 2 men out. Tenth hit of the game for Atlanta. And now we're going to get a pinch hitter for Jeff Blauser, Dwight Smith.
Smith has been in a little slump too, hasn't he?
Toward the end of the season, he was not swinging the bat quite as well. Wound up the season hitting .252. Had one of the biggest hits for Atlanta, a pinch hit grand slam against the Florida Marlins in a scoreless game in the 9th inning.
Now Girardi goes out in front of home plate and is resetting the defense. He's moving Burks over toward right field just a little bit, and Bichette as well.
A little bit low to Dwight Smith, ball 1. As a pinch hitter this year, Smith hit .232. He had 2 pinch hit home runs. He had 18 pinch hit RBIs. And very good, Larry. Unlike a lot of pinch hit specialists who come in and the first pitch they see that looks good, they're out there hacking. Dwight Smith, a little different approach. He likes to work the count. A lot of his pinch hit appearances, he'll work the count to 3-1, 3-2. Here's the 2-0 pitch.
A lot of times you get a better pitch that way. Holmes trying to get that ball down, and he's too far down. He'd been hanging the ball up a little bit, and that's what Lopez took advantage of. So he's trying to make an adjustment, and he's adjusted too far, and Smith is not biting.
And now a 3-0 pitch on the way to Dwight Smith. He got the green light, base hit into right center field. Ryan Klesko scores. Heading for third, Javi Lopez. And the Atlanta Braves have reclaimed the lead. It's 4-3 as Dwight Smith delivers a run-scoring pinch hit single.
Well, that's why you like to have those veterans on your bench. Hoping that there would not be a green light and that he could work his way back in the count. Smith didn't let him.
And now another pinch hitter, Mike Devereaux, on the pinch hit for Greg Maddux. Devereaux acquired from the Chicago White Sox in the same week that Luis Polonia came over from the Yankees as the Braves tried to shore up their bench in late August. He had .255 with a homer and 8 RBIs during the regular season. Another pitch is low, ball 1. Devereaux as a pinch hitter, 1 for 7. All this happening with 2 outs. Ryan Klesko's base hit, Javi Lopez a base hit, Dwight Smith the run-scoring single to give Atlanta the 4-3 lead.
It looks like Don Baylor may finally have gone to the relief pitcher who is not on his game.
And you can see that it has Don Baylor a little upset. And Larry Bernarth will now come out.
Bernarth will basically try to get him straightened out, I believe. It's a very critical time in the game.
And Kurt Lescanic getting up in the Rockies bullpen, they'd much prefer to use him in a save situation. Well, they don't want to let this one get too far out of hand.
They've got a chance here tonight, and they don't know if they'll have a chance tomorrow. They're starting Lance Painter with it, which is a gamble. And of course, the Braves will start Tom Glavine, which is not so much of a gamble. He pitched a shutout the last time he worked here.
It was the first shutout, in fact, ever pitched in this ballpark. 2-0 the count on Devereaux. Smith the runner at first, Lopez at third. And that misses. 3-0. Holmes' control during the regular season quite good. He only had 28 walks compared to 61 strikeouts. And like Dwight Smith, Devereaux got the green light, fouled off the 3-0.
He doesn't seem to have the velocity, Pete, that we've seen from him in the past. When he is really throwing hard, the hitters will chase that breaking ball when it's ankle high. Well, they seem to be able to identify it here tonight, and they're just not going for it.
You see the runners, Lopez at third, Smith at first. And here's the 3-1 delivery to Devereaux. Got the fastball by him, and the count full now, 3-2.
Devereaux, another good veteran hitter. Outside of a lack of foot speed on the bases, the Braves don't have too many weaknesses.
Now the 3-2 pitch to Devereaux. He fought it off foul. It's still 3-2. Looking out into the Braves bullpen, that looks like Greg McMichael, who is going to be coming on to pitch the 8th inning. Mark Wohlers, of course, the closer for the Atlanta Ball Club, but they prefer to use him only 1 inning at a time. That is McMichael. Runner at first goes. 3-2 is fouled off again. Still 3-2 on Devereaux.
The nice thing about Smith and Devereaux, veteran pinch hitters, yes, but they also run well. You don't have to pinch run for them. Although they may not have the speed to steal bases in the starting lineup, they do have some speed on the team.
Devereaux, one of the 9 Atlanta Braves who, despite his long major league career, has never been to postseason until tonight. The 3-2 pitch hit high in the air out to center field. Ellis Burks camping under it out there, and he's got it. So Holmes able to get the final out, but a run-scoring pinch hit single by Dwight Smith has given the Atlanta Braves a 1-run lead.